Hedge, tube dwellers, welcome back to Heart of the Swarm. More professional content coming right at ya. This series, again from the CPL Championship, taking place in China in August, the beginning of August in 2013, will be between the two Protoss players, starting with, in the top left-hand corner, ToD, a French Protoss player playing for Team XMG. ToD, not known to be a tournament crippler, has nevertheless finished in the top 8, the top 12, the top 16 of many tournaments. I would go as far as to say most of the major tournaments he enters. His opponent this series, spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Akelon Wastes, the Swedish Protoss player, SaSe. SaSe is currently playing for Team Fnatic. He's played for teams such as Quantic and Meet Your Makers, though, in the past. He actually started his Starcraft 2 career with Meet Your Makers. And though SaSe also has never had any huge first-place tournament success, he goes deep. He goes deep very often in tournaments. And I haven't heard very much from him lately, but in spring of 2012, he took 4th place in an MLG. And that was a point in time when the Koreans had just really discovered MLG and how great it was and how easy it was to come pwn all these foreigner forces in one of their own tournaments. SaSe taking 4th there, no small feat. Haven't necessarily seen great things from him since. SaSe's also known for his inventive style. He does things a little bit differently. A number of things. We already see he's getting a second gas very quickly here, with only 2 probes in his first geyser. And it looks like he's going to do something similar on the other side. Just to get a little bit of extra gas while keeping a pretty good mineral saturation. 4 workers instead of 3 or 6. Cybernetics cores coming up here, almost identical timing. And ToD taking his second gas a little bit later. Not a big difference. Getting a second gateway out immediately. This indicates that he wants to get a few stalkers very early. And gateway coming out from SaSe as well. Very similar play. This is kind of a counter 4-gate play. At least it was in Wings of Liberty. Pretty much all the advice that I can give in PvP is going to be from Wings of Liberty, because I haven't played it since Heart of the Swarm. There have been a lot of changes too, but I think for the most part, a lot of the stuff about these openings stays the same. So getting a couple stalkers out early can kill the probe meant to build a proxy that makes the 4-gate work. And it looks like I may be totally wrong here. ToD starting out with a sentry. That smells very defensive, then getting a stalker. Looks like he may want to couple 2 of them up, but doesn't quite have the gas yet. SaSe, with his very early gas, is going to start with a mothership core and a stalker, and immediately build 2 stalkers behind it. Now, the mothership core is especially interesting here in Protoss vs. Protoss, because that allows some very early vision on the high ground. And that could be nasty for ToD here. He does have a sentry, so he'll be able to put a force field down, but he may not be able to stay at the top of his ramp. He may have to force field and run away. Wow! ToD with the Nexus, a very fast Nexus. SaSe does see this and kills a scouting probe. ToD also has his mothership core out. And now SaSe's building sentries. So it looks like both guys here are going for a very similar style. Nice force field. It's going to block the stalker off. This stalker is forfeit unless this one can really mix things up. You know what? And I say that, and now this stalker is forfeit unless the couple sentries can mix things up. Oh, going to get a little bit of damage to the shields of the mothership core. Not going to be able to do much to this Nexus, though. Some more production will be out from ToD before SaSe can take this down. I think before he can even get to the shields, as we see warp gates just coming online. here for ToD. A robotics facility is the follow-up. And another gateway, so 3-gate robo after whipping out a very fast Nexus. Now we can see SaSe's done something similar. He's got his own Nexus. And instead of a 3rd gateway, he's adding a Stargate. And now putting the robotics facility in the mix. Also using his few stalkers up at the front to harass ToD a little bit. ToD's going to use some force fields, though, to scare him off. Now he's going to scout in the back with the mothership core. ToD is going to warp in a couple stalkers. And SaSe needs to be careful. He's going to have to back out with that mothership core. It will get away without having to spend energy on a recall. And I don't think it really saw anything. It did see the 2 gates, but that he already knew just by what production had happened up to that point. He didn't see the robotics facility. It looks like he is going to get a little bit aggressive here anyway, though. And his Stargate unit of choice will be an Oracle. Oracle's known primarily for their ability to quickly murder probes. Just abusively demolish entire mineral lines. I can't put enough emphasis on that. But also known for some of their other support spells. If the harassment doesn't happen, by no means are they a useless unit. You see it crossing the map right now. I'll try my damnedest to keep an eye on it. Make sure I jump over there before it darts in. Immortal production coming out from both. Forge coming up from ToD, though. So a single Forge looking to take a step into upgrades. A lot of times in mirror matches it can be kind of risky to spend money on something that takes as long as an upgrade, because mirror matches are so close in a lot of cases that just that little investment that doesn't pay off quite as fast can often mean that you lose an engagement. Now, the Oracle is only going to get 2 kills. They were both probes, but he's going to be chased out of here by a couple stalkers. Some pretty quick warp-ins from ToD. However, that might put SaSe in... Oh, man. Not only the couple worker kills, but I would assume that it's been chrono boosts on the workers. I haven't really been watching, but I have to assume that SaSe's been chrono boosting the hell out of his probes. We're looking at 44 to 34. SaSe holds a full 10 worker advantage. I was saying something about a 100-100 upgrade being big in a mirror match. 10 workers is enormous. This is interesting. ToD, having seen the Stargate play of SaSe, is following up with his own Stargate, and he's not getting any upgrades out of his Forge. I don't know exactly what the idea behind the dynamic here is. He did also see these Void Rays, so he knows not only that SaSe went for a Stargate, but that he's continuing to use it. So I suppose the logic could be that some Stargate units are better against Stargate units than are any amount of Gateway units. And it looks like that's exactly what ToD's thinking. He's getting double Stargates. So having gotten a Stargate later, he wants to ensure that he's going to win the Stargate battle. And to do that, he's going to build 2 of them and have double the production. Ha! ToD, whoops! Warp Prism caught with its pants down. The Oracle sees it. The Warp Prism does move slower than the Oracle, so the Oracle could keep up with it. But ToD's going to move out and kill this Proxy Pylon, and so disjoint the Oracle from his Warp Prism. He's instantly going to send it back out, too. So it looks like ToD wants to harass a little around the back, while, I guess, defending this push. I was going to say while being aggressive at the front, but that may not be the case, and he's holding off. He's not darting straight in. SaSe went all the way down to check just to make sure the Warp Prism wasn't coming in yet, and now SaSe's going to move to an aggressive position and also position this Oracle defensively to see the Warp Prism when it comes in. He's so close to spotting that out. ToD taking his time, doing a warp in there. He's going to get a couple in the Warp Prism, and if he wants, he'll unload them and warp guys in at the same time. That's a way to allow you to have more guys on the spot than the drop alone or than the warp ins alone. Combine them. Over time, now the probe count is leveled out. It's now 47 to 46. They're both pretty much at a perfect 2-base saturation. But this hasn't come freely for ToD. Having the worker count earlier, SaSe enjoys quite an army advantage. There is a photon overcharge, though, and hallucinated Archons. We're going to go to work. Let me see. I already had the units up. The Void Ray count is still in SaSe's favor, even with the double Stargates. He also has just overall a bigger army. The army supply is the full extent of his supply advantage. He's got a lot of time warps down. Only one of these is from ToD. Oh, the target fire comes out on the Nexus. The Nexus will fall. SaSe now has a huge economic advantage over ToD, and the army advantage remains. There is pretty much no way to come back from this, especially in a mirror match. I guess there are some high-risk, high-reward plays, like, say, Dark Templar, or maybe an Oracle, that could bring you back into it, but not when their army is sitting at your doorstep, beating down your front door. And so ToD goes out. Interesting that he never chose to upgrade. I guess this choice happened right before he saw the Stargate tech, and then he changed his mind and went into Stargate tech of his own. Interesting also that it was 4-2 Void Rays, SaSe having the 4, and I have to assume that those weren't all here, right? But SaSe having 4 Void Rays, ToD only able to get 2 out of his 2 Stargates. That seems like he delayed. He delayed time on the Stargates. I'm not sure. Well, that's going to be it for this video, though, folks. I hope you enjoyed this Protoss vs. Protoss, and this is a best of 3, so we have at least one other game to show in this series. I hope you'll stay tuned for it. Should be coming right up. Bye-bye.